We all want to get paid, right? Well, I'll just let you in on a little secret. Hey, I'm John Stevenson, the Guarantee Retirement Guy, and today we're going to be talking about the 7 questions that you need to be asking your advisor when he's trying to sell you an annuity. So there are some things that you need to ask because everyone's motivated by different reasons, and advisors are no different. Okay, so the first one is, what are the different types of annuities and which ones do you recommend for me? And this is a question I get a lot because people aren't sure. They're looking at annuities. They're not sure what to get. They're afraid to make a mistake. Most people that reach out to me, they're not really looking for a variable annuity. Usually they're in the fixed space. They're looking for maybe a MYGA, with a fixed rate, or maybe a fixed index annuity with an income rider. They want to make sure they're getting the right product for themselves. And it's just, transparency is really, really key. So you want to know why they're actually going to recommend a certain annuity, okay? And then, of course, does this annuity fit your overall financial plan, okay? So this would be your second question is, Mr. Annuity Specialist, you know my financial plan, you know how much income I'm looking for, and you know how much I like or dislike risk. How does this fit within that plan? How does it help me reach the goals that I told you that I have? And then, what are the fees associated with this annuity? Well, that's a big one because people are always asking, well, how much am I getting charged? Okay, are there fees? And if there are, how much? Well, when I look at some annuities, some variable annuities, they can be quite high. You have advisory fees. You could have sub-account fees for the mutual funds. You could have an income rider fee. You could have a lot of different fees. And a lot of times these are not really spelled out or explained well enough. And once someone gets into a contract, they find out. And unfortunately, it could be a bad situation. Okay. All right. Number 4, what are the guaranteed benefits and also potential risks for investing in this particular annuity? Okay. So maybe they've already recommended an annuity. Maybe it's a variable. Okay. Maybe they've recommended a fixed annuity. But maybe it's not the highest rate, or maybe not the right term, or maybe it doesn't give you some withdrawal benefits that you're looking for. Some fixed annuities don't allow any withdrawal benefits. Okay, you need to know. Okay, you need to know, especially, and it might be giving you a high rate, but if you need to take some money out, maybe systematically take out the interest that you're earning, then you need to know whether or not that annuity is going to provide that. Now, as far as risks, I would say, it's a variable annuity. Obviously, it's subject to market risk, but it can also have other types of risk, like maybe liquidity risk. Okay, so if it's a fixed or a fixed index and it's not as liquid as that agent is telling you that it is, you need to know about it. And what I mean by that is, what if it's not available if something were to happen terminally to you? You wanted to have access to that cash. There are some annuities that will not allow it, but of course there are some that will. So you need to know. Okay, number 5, what is the annuity's surrender period and are there penalties for early withdrawal? Now, most, if not all, annuities do have some sort of surrender period and some sort of surrender charge. Now, those periods can range anywhere from really the term of the contract. If you're looking at fixed annuities, if it's a MYGA, a multi-year guaranteed annuity, maybe it's a 3-year, well, then it's 3 years. What if it's, say, 5 or a 7-year? Well, of course, those are very cut and dry. The surrender period is for those periods, and once that matures, then there are no more surrender charges. But you do need to know what they are. And there are some fixed index annuities that provide a ton of guaranteed income and also long-term care, but they can have some very long surrender periods. Some I've seen as long as 15 years, which, that could be problematic if you're thinking, well, man, if I surrender this in like 13, 14 years, I don't want to be charged. And if that's the case, you don't want to get that annuity, and you need to know about that, okay? And, I would say 90% of all of the index annuities with income riders that I sell my clients, I would say most of them have a 10-year surrender period. And basically what that means is if you surrender the contract, if you cancel it, then they're going to charge you surrender fees. But most of the time when we set these up, they're looking for guaranteed income for the rest of their life. And it doesn't apply to them because they're never going to surrender it. They are looking for guaranteed income for the rest of their life. So if that's the case, there are some very good annuities out there that do have longer surrender periods, but the benefits might outweigh that risk for you. Okay, but that is a question you need to ask. Number 6, can you explain the annuity's payout options and any additional riders or features? Well, that's important, right? What are the options? Okay, there are a lot of different options. You've got lifetime income, you got periods certain, you got lump sum withdrawals. There's some annuities that have inflation riders attached. So if you want to have that rise with inflation, you can do that. Just be aware that those annuities also will give you much less income in the beginning. So a lot of people don't like that, and they'd rather have more income right up front, which I don't blame them. I like that too. So number 7 is, and I think this is a very important question, how is the advisor compensated for recommending this annuity? Ooh, that's a big one, right? We all want to get paid, right? Well, I'll just let you in on a little secret. Variable annuities pay out a lot, okay? Not all, but a lot of them do. Fixed index annuities also pay us a lot. Not all of them pay us as much as others. There are some that pay us 5% and others that pay us 7%. And that's why when I recommend annuities, I really don't like to look up what I'm getting paid. I'd rather just show you what's out there, what's available, and what, according to your goals, what it is. And then after that, I'll find out how much I'm getting paid. That way, there's no conflict of interest. I don't want to be tempted to show you an annuity that's almost paying you the amount that you need, but pays me a much fatter commission, and I can justify selling it to you because it's an A-rated company. Okay, if I can get you another A-rated company that pays you more income, well, you should probably know about it, right? Don't be afraid to ask how they're getting paid. I mean, some advisors get embarrassed or they, sidestep the question, and I don't really think that matters. If someone wants to know what I get paid, that's fine. I mean, there's some fixed annuities where I get paid 1%. Maybe you're a lot older, and a lot of times when people are older and they buy these fixed annuities, we don't get paid very much, maybe 1.5. There are some that will pay us more, like 2.5, maybe even 3, just depending on how young you are. And it also depends on the company. But it ranges all over the place. But don't be afraid to ask that. That's an important question. And I'll share it when people are meeting with me. I'll show them the annuities. I'll say, hey, look, the annuity that's paying you the most is paying me the least. And that doesn't happen like that all the time, but sometimes it does. Okay, and there are annuities that are maybe 4 or 5 notches down. They're still good, but they're paying you less income, but they pay me a lot more commission. So jokingly, I'll say, hey, you buy this one down here, all right? Pay me a little bit more, right? No, of course not. It's about you, and it's about what you need, and you need to have transparency. And so I wanted to give you this guide of these 7 very, very important questions that you should be asking your annuity advisor. Don't be afraid to ask them. They should be able to answer all of them very comfortably and be able to explain even beyond that. So if that makes sense, if you want to book a call with me, go ahead. There is a link below this video, and we can chat about whatever you're looking for as far as your annuity needs. Maybe you're looking for guaranteed rates of return. You don't need the income, and that's fine. You can do that. And a lot of people that reach out to me, though, want as much income as possible, and they're not really sure if the advisor is showing them everything that they could have access to. And so they reach out to me so they can have a more broad view of everything that is available. So that's what I'm here for, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hey, John here. Just wanted to ask you, have you learned anything today? And if you had, please go to the comments section, let us know, and look forward to chatting with you there in that section. So anyways, see you soon.